Hey everybody, welcome back to the Woody Hayes Athletic Center for bold predictions. And I think nobody won last week.
I don't even remember anything that happened last week.
Whatever they were, well, actually,
I was kind of close actually with the 4. I had 5 touchdown passes, and then
you said 3 and 150 for Jackson Smith-Njigba. He got 2 and 147, so wrong.
No, I said 8 catches and 150 yards.
I had 7 catches, 145.
Oh.
Doesn't matter. He was the closest, but we all got the game wrong. That's Spencer Holbrook, Zach Carpenter, Jeremy Birmingham. I'm Austin Ward. So there will be no back padding for this one. And I don't really know. I feel like Spencer, I'm so unprepared for this week because I don't really know what to expect on Saturday, except Ohio State's probably going to score a lot of points. I don't know what the defense is going to do, so I'm curious to see what you guys do to kick it off.
Okay, my first bold prediction for Saturday against Tulsa is this. Last Saturday, Ohio State had 3 100-yard receivers for the first time ever in the same game. This week against Tulsa, they're going to have 3 100-yard receivers for the second time, but they're also going to have 3 100-yard rushers for the first time. They're going to have 3 100-yard rushers and 3 100-yard receivers in the same game.
Oh, boy. Okay, well, we're coming out swinging.
All right. My first bold prediction is at one point Ohio State will have 2 high safeties on the field. I don't know how it'll happen. They might roll. I think that's one of the defensive changes that's going to happen. But in all actuality, I think Ohio State will improve on defense this week to an extent of
spicy.
We are talking vast improvements. I think this is going to be a very, even if it's just for 1 week, a very pissed off team. I've seen Ohio State teams lose in the regular season before. The next week is not fun for the opponent.
Bold predictions.
And so I'm going to say Tulsa is at 10 points or fewer.
Cold predictions.
Yikes.
And I'm the exact opposite, where first of all, I think they're probably going to come out in the 1 high safety the first series, and everyone's going to freak out on Twitter for the first series or 2. I think we will see the two deep safeties. I think we're going to see improvements and changes, however subtle they are or how big they are. I think we're going to see improvement. I still think that Ohio State is going to give up points. I have them giving up at least 24. I think my final prediction is going to be 56-24. Even though I think they're going to give up that many, I still think there will be noticeable improvements. But, nothing's going to be fixed in a week. It's not going to be fixed in 2 weeks.
And nothing's going to be fixed against Tulsa.
Yeah,
exactly.
Well, you have to, start making corrections against Tulsa, and you can't just say on the one hand that the schedule sucks and you played the big games and so you didn't get to warm up and experiment. They're still going to get to do that now.
Yeah.
Now, it's not too late to salvage the season. It's not too late to get these reps for these guys and get a lot better. That has to happen for 1, but I think it will happen for 2, and part of that goes back to what I said last week and asked Ryan Day about earlier this week, playing your best players. So Cameron Brown is clearly the best cornerback on this roster. There is no doubt about it. He doesn't need to play the entire game, but he needs to take every meaningful snap in the first half, and he will get a pick 6 in this game. We've seen Tulsa actually throw a couple pick 6s to Ohio State in the past, but I'm going to start conservatively. I've been going a little bit over my skis for these last couple weeks. 1 seems bold for me, and I'm going to go with 1 pick 6 for Cam Brown.
Cam Brown, pick 6. That's in the first quarter, second quarter? When is the game over? When is the game over that he's out of it?
It's going to happen on the second drive of the game.
Second drive of the game. All right. I like to really drill down here. I think it's important that for the people out there to realize the expertise that you're dealing with on these sort of things.
They've really been getting their money.
Is that they've really got to drill down. I think you're going to see Saturday, the first time we'll see another quarterback other than C.J. Stroud take snaps for Ohio State. My bold prediction, I guess, is that it's Kyle McCord who comes in second. And I think Kyle McCord is going to throw for 200 yards passing on his own against Tulsa.
Just trying to add up the math over here from this guy already.
All right, so that's
already got 600 yards. 600 yards.
They had 600 yards on accident against Oregon. If they could get 800 or 900 against Tulsa if they really push the envelope. I don't think that Ryan Day is going to try to score 100 points, but I don't think that there's going to be any sort of let up for Ohio State when it comes to play calling and scheme and trying to figure out what they have, because they haven't been able to play any of the young receivers yet that they wanted to play. You haven't played any of the backup quarterbacks. You haven't really been able to get Marcus Crowley or Travion Henderson like a lot of bulk carries. I think that you're going to see some depth played, and I think the Buckeyes are going to take that second half and say, we are playing our game in the second half. It's just going to be with the backups. So that's why I think it's going to be a big day.
So real quick, since we're on your subject of big numbers, can you give your final score prediction that you had the other day?
84 to 31. I think
4 points and like 900 yards of
84 to
offense.
31. I think Ohio State is going to score as much as they want to score on Saturday.
I'm going to go with, I think I'm going to go around 8, 9, maybe even 10 carries for C.J. Stroud. I think this offense has to show a quarterback run layer if it's going to do what it wants on the ground. And I think you have to start showing that against a bad opponent, that you can manhandle up front, get him comfortable doing that, get him comfortable reading these defenses, keeping the ball. That way, when you get to the next Big Ten opponent, you get to these opponents where you actually need the zone read to actually work, you have it on film. And so,
wouldn't it be better though, Spencer? I'm sorry to derail you, to not show that until you played?
I'm sort of split. I know people out there love when I interject on every instance, but I think that they do need to run the quarterback, but I don't think it's going to be C.J. Stroud that runs. I think it'll be Kyle McCord or Jack Miller or Quinn Ewers if they get in the game to show that it's in the playbook. But C.J. Stroud's shoulder is an issue, and you don't want to risk him going out there and getting like
and that's
bigger.
It's Spencer's bold prediction.
My fault. I quit. I'm out of here.
Well, I did it first, so
All
they
right.
can blame me for that.
So my bold prediction is
good?
kind
You
of
had
a.
more you wanted to say.
Did you have more?
Dive in.
they're bold predictions for a reason.
So you're
I'm
saying
bold
the
here.
Ohio State quarterback position has
He
10,
said Stroud.
10 like
He said Stroud.
Okay,
10
I'll make everybody feel better. It's still bold, I think, to give
Okay.
the Ohio State quarterbacks, with what they have in that quarterback room, 10 carries. 10 carries for Ohio State
10
quarterbacks.
planned quarterback runs.
Yep.
All
Okay.
right.
Drill down.
All right.
Drilling down, folks.
Mine's kind of a combination of your guys's. I know you had the 100-yard, 3 different 100-yard rushers.
Uh-huh.
You had the quarterback carries. I think
It might be one of the quarterbacks. I don't know.
that's what I'm saying. I think at least mine is my second bold prediction is that at least 4 different players have a rushing touchdown. Along the lines of what Spencer was saying, I know he wrote about the offensive line struggling in the run game against Oregon. I think over the next 2 weeks, it's Tulsa and Akron. And the passing offense doesn't really need to improve anything or really improve on anything other than maybe some inaccuracies from C.J. Stroud. But I mean, he's been really good, if not great. So I think the focus will be this week and next week on the running game. So I think we're going to see a lot more of that, and I think it's going to lead to a lot more rushing touchdowns as they try to get that line more experience with the road grading stuff that you would hit on before.
I believe that C.J. Stroud is going to throw 7 touchdown passes in this game.
In the first half?
I don't think he's going to play a lot in the second half. I think the other part about what Zach said is that Ohio State didn't run the ball that well against Oregon. We know that there were issues with that, and especially in those short yardage situations where they needed to convert. But I'm not sure that offensive line deep down, they had one bad game, that they have to prove it. Now, you would want Travion Henderson to get more carries and get going, because I think it's clear that that's where this offense is heading. Mayan Williams, he's still relatively young in his career as well. He's probably at fewer than 30 career rushing attempts at this point. So both of those guys need it, but the strength of this offense is going to be the most dynamic passing attack that I can ever remember seeing, definitely at Ohio State. That includes Justin Fields, that includes Dwayne Haskins. I know it's only 2 starts with C.J. Stroud, but what Jackson Smith and Jigba, Garrett Wilson, and Chris Olave can do, there's nothing like it. And it will be easy that every time they do call a pass,
It's complete.
Ohio State's probably going to score.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be easy for them. I think C.J. Stroud will throw 7 touchdowns, and then Kyle McCord will get his chance in the third quarter.
So it's the exact opposite of what I said. That's what I bring here. It's some contention.
I like it.
Well, here we go.
We can't all just say the same thing.
I like it.
can't all get along.
There's 4 of us. Well, we do get along just fine.
I think it's great. I think it's great that we have differing opinions, because that's how the world goes round. Okay, it's good to be on different sides of the coin here. So, on the opposite side of that coin, I'm going to say that Emeka Egbuka is going to return a kickoff for a touchdown.
Oh, wow.
We haven't ever had a bold prediction come right about returning a kick or a punt for a touchdown
It looks
until
like
this coming week
he's got a
against
shot.
Tulsa, when Emeka Egbuka returns a kickoff for a touchdown.
So I
We're
was
really close to doing that.
I was in the stands for the game, like right behind the kick return where he I think it was the one where he fumbled, where
Yeah.
it looked like he had a lane. It looked like he was going to return it for a touchdown.
Yeah.
Spencer said
That
the
close.
same thing.
Yeah, it looked like it was opening up. So
Well, then the second one was very close. He was close on both.
They definitely saw something on that film against Oregon where they had some sort of blocking mechanism set up where they could really hit the hole.
Mark it down, boys. Drill down.
When?
Emeka
When
Ibuka.
is it gonna
Emeka Ibuka. I guess.
I like when you said it was the opening.
I guess it.
Because
Well,
you see so much of this.
I don't know if it's going to be the opening kickoff, but I think Tulsa, like I said, I think they're going to score some points. I think there'll be an opportunity in the first half for a kick return for a touchdown.
All right.
Yep. Crushed it.
I'm going to get real bold here now.
About time.
Yeah, I'm going to get really bold. Freshmen will have 3 sacks for Ohio State in the first half. I think
Assisted sacks?
it doesn't, like, they're going to have 3 sacks.
Like freshman, any position?
No. Freshman, I'm basically saying JT Tuimoloau and Jack Sawyer, if you really want me to nail this down,
I want you to drill down.
Solo sacks?
you've got to get Jack Sawyer
Sacks,
some.
man.
All right, go ahead, Zach.
all right. Is this another inside joke where you keep? Where you
Go ahead,
It
Zach.
was last
Finish
week.
it.
You were here. You had this. You were part of this.
Spencer, who is getting the sacks? Who is getting them?
He's getting angry.
Jack
I like
Sawyer and JT Tuimoloau both need a lot of run in this game because
Agreed.
I think they're going to be a big part of this pass rush moving forward.
Agreed.
And so you put them in there. Put them in there against the first team from Tulsa. They're still Division I starting offensive linemen. Get them some reps in passing downs. Make sure they're on the field. Make sure they're comfortable. I mean, I'm just going to be honest. The guys that were in there aren't getting the job done in pass rush. They just aren't. And there's no better time than against Tulsa and Akron to throw out those freshmen, get those guys comfortable. So when you play Indiana and Penn State and Michigan State, they've got some experience. So JT Tuimoloau, Jack Sawyer, they'll 3 sacks.
3 sacks. Like it.
I'm
on board with that.
Prediction has kind of been taken by both of you guys, but whatever. I'm gonna go with the least recent one. However, I phrase that.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, Berm said Kyle McCord 200 passing yards. I think McCord throws his first touchdown pass, and I also think we only see 2 quarterbacks in this game. I mean, everyone. I mean, remember the Justin Fields game again, the Rutgers game in 2019, where we all
Came
thought
back out in the third quarter.
yeah, where he was left in a lot longer than we thought. Last year, a similar situation where we kept thinking Stroud or Miller would get in the game. I mean, this early in the season, I think we're gonna see Stroud. Obviously, I think Ohio State's gonna breeze to a win, but I still think we only see Stroud and McCord in the second half, as opposed to maybe that's not even that bold. Maybe no one expects there to be 3 or 4 quarterbacks in the game, but I mean that's what I'm going with. And he's gonna throw his first touchdown pass.
I definitely don't expect 4, but I think there'd be a good chance for 3. You said there was going to be a kickoff return?
Kickoff return by Emeka Ibuka.
Nah, Brett.
I know where this is going.
Punt return.
Oh boy.
Okay.
Garrett Wilson
At this point,
to the crib.
are we being intellectually dishonest with our watchers at this point if we keep repeating the same
We
thing?
met the quota for kickoff return, punt return, and a Cam Brown pick 6. So that's the 3. That's the
No wonder you're so
Are
good
you
at.
saying that I'm stopped? I'm too bold or not bold?
I
It's like
guess-
Neapolitan ice cream.
I guess what I'm saying is you're just kind of mailing it in. You keep saying the same things over and over.
Okay. Cody Simon will force a fumble,
I like it.
have an interception,
Oh wow.
and get credited with a sack.
See, now that's bold.
I call that a hat trick.
Okay.
I just came up with it. It's a defensive hat trick.
All right.
3 silver bullets. I'll keep workshopping it, but I'm going to go with hat trick for now.
I'm fine
Cody
with
Simon.
that. I'm fine with that. That's bold.
Okay.
That's a bold prediction, folks. You've seen it. You've smelt it. You've tasted it. You now know what it is.
But there will also be a punt return for a touchdown.
Naturally, that always happens.
Like,
at
we got
Ohio
like
State.
10 bold predictions.
Here's my next bold prediction
Well,
because I'm
we
just
don't
going to
normally give 4.
I'm just going to keep going.
Okay.
Bold prediction is that Cade Stover catches his first touchdown of his tight end career this
Playing the
weekend.
hits, folks.
All right. I'll just give a score prediction.
Get one out there.
I'm going to go 52-13. I think Tulsa's offense is kind of bad.
84-31.
And there'll be fewer than 100,000 people in the stadium there.
I already said earlier, but 56-24. Ohio State opened up as a 31-point favorite. It's going to be down to between 24 and 25 by the time the game kicks off. I think it's like 24 and a half when I looked at it yesterday or today. 56-24. And the other one that was kind of stolen was Spencer saying JT. There'd be 3 freshman sacks
Yeah.
total. JT Tuimoloau strip sack. There we go. That'll be my 4th.
Ohio State wins the game. This has been Bold Predictions. That's Spencer Holbrook, Zach Carpenter, Jeremy Birmingham. I'm Austin Ward. That's the best we can do, folks. We're going to see you back here for more Bold Predictions next week after Ohio State and Tulsa, 3:30 in the Horseshoe. Stay tuned for full coverage of that at lettermenrow.com.